Good morning, everyone. This is our topic for today, market equilibrium. We will understand what this market equilibrium is all about. Okay, so market equilibrium or the state of balance. No, this is the meeting of supply and demand results to what is referred to as market equilibrium. As earlier said, the market referred to here is a situation where buyers and sellers met, while equilibrium is generally understood as a state of balance. It is where the quantity of supply that a supplier is willing and able to supply in the market or to provide in the market is equal to the quantity of products or goods that a buyer or a consumer is willing and able to buy. Okay, if that meets, then there is a market equilibrium or a state of balance. Okay, so this is yeah, as I have mentioned earlier, no, it is when the quantity that buyers want to buy is equal to the quantity that sellers want to sell. In short, it's a state of balance. Both the buyer and the seller are happy with the price and the quantity. Okay, look at here in this illustration. So at price 30, okay, this one, this equilibrium, at price 30 pesos, the supplier is able to supply 150 pieces. And look at the curve, the demand curve. The buyer is willing and able to buy 150 pieces at the price of 30 pesos. Okay, let's move further. Another example. For example, here the milk tea. Okay, so at the price of 30 per cup, buyers want to buy 150 cups. At the same time, the sellers are also willing to sell 150 cups. So the quantity that both sides wanted to provide or wanted to sell is equal at price 30. So here, the buyers and sellers agree, and then the price is just right, fair. There is a fair price here because there is no shortage, walang kulang, wala ding surplus, wala ding sobra. Okay? So when there is, let's go back there. When there is a surplus or a shortage, there could be abuse of the power in the side of seller, and then there is also unfair no sa price in the part of the buyer. So that is why when there is a market disequilibrium, the government no will intervene. They set price control. Okay, so there are two types of price control. Number one is the floor price or the legal minimum price. This is the lowest price that sellers are allowed to sell a product according to the government. So the government uses a floor price when there is too much supply or maraming sobra and sellers are not earning enough. So this floor price now will protect the producers. No, we will discuss that further. No, it will protect the producers that the government should set a floor price so that hindi naman masyadong malulugi si seller, okay, or si producer. Another is examples. Examples so we'll understand what what floor price is. So for example, in the rice, no, the government is setting floor price which is 20 pesos per kilo. So the government here sets a floor price of 20 pesos per kilo, so sellers cannot sell rice below that. Bakit? Kasi masyado na ngang lugi si farmer. Kasi hindi na niya mababawi yung cost of production niya at lahat ng mga expenses niya na ginastos niya dito sa pagpuproduce ng rice. So para hindi unfair kay producer, magsiset ang government dapat no ng floor price. Ibig sabihin, hindi na bababa sa 20 ang presyohan ng rice. Okay. Another is price ceiling. Another type of price control. Price ceiling or price cap. This is the legal maximum price. So this is the highest price that sellers are allowed to charge for a product. The government uses a price ceiling when there is shortage. Kulang. May kulang of supply of goods, and prices are getting too high for the buyers. So this especially of course when there is a shortage, no, yung pataasan na ng presyo ang mga seller. So unfair na kay buyer din. So that is why the government has to intervene, no, and to set, unlike what happened to the price of rice, that I could still remember that our president, PBBM, set a price cap. No, that the price of rice should not exceed. No, should not exceed at price 70, I think, or 60, I think. So that is 60 is or 60 should be the price ceiling or the maximum price that can be imposed to that certain goods, the rice. Okay, so we have an example here. So during health crisis, especially nung pandemic, no, during health crisis, some pharmacy will sell their medicine at 500, no, masyadong mahal yung isang gamot. So the government sets a price ceiling of 300. Ibig sabihin, yung price ng isang gamot na yan ay hindi tataas pa ng 300. Okay, so no one can charge more than that. So this makes sure the medicine is still affordable to the market. Hindi unfair kay buyer. Okay, kasi yun yung mga laro ng mga mga seller, no, mga big businesses, no. Pag shortage na yung product, tataas na ang price niya. Okay. So the price control, this is when the market is not balanced. Sinabi ko kanina, when there is a market disequilibrium, the government sets price control. Okay, so if there is too much supply, surplus, masyadong marami yung supply, sellers might lose money. Kasi nga, pababaan yan ng presyo. Okay? If there is not enough supply, shortage, no? Itong ikalawang statement, kung shortage naman, prices can get too high. Masyadong mahal. Pamahalan yan kasi nga shortage. And buyers may suffer. So if this continue, the market becomes unfair. So that is why the government sits in. So kaya nga may mga SR. Okay? So that is they control especially the agency that is focusing on this is the DTI or the Department of Trade and Industry. Okay. So for example, floor price, again, examples of floor price, this is to help sellers, no? So farmers here, kung ako si farmer, ako yung magsisell, no, ng produkto ko. So farmers are selling price, but the price drops to 15 per kilo, which is too low. Pag 15 pa ang presyo per kilo, masyadong lugi ang mga farmers. Kaya nga, the government should set a floor price of 20 per kilo to make sure farmers still earn enough and don't stop planting rice. Okay, mababa nga rin tong 20 eh. Kasi yung mga cost of production now in farming, no, the fertilizers, the seeds, the labor is masyado nang mahal. So tong presyo na 20 per kilo masyadong mura na ito, and this is not the farmers here cannot earn much, no. So that is why maraming nag stop planting ng mga crops kasi nalulugi lang sila. Okay. Okay, so surplus, sobra ang supply, surplus. So a surplus happens when there are too many products for sale but not enough buyers. Masyadong marami ang produkto pero kunti lang ang bumibili. That is why maraming sobra. So example, sellers bring 200 bags of rice to the market. 200 bags. But buyers only want to buy 150 bags. So because of this, sellers might lower prices. Bababaan nila yung presyo so that people will buy more. So, pinababa ang presyo, therefore there is a downward pressure on prices. This will help bring the market back to equilibrium, the state of balance, para magiging fair ang price ng isang produkto. So the main reason here, there are more products than what people want to buy at that price. Okay. So let's go to shortage. Kulang ang supply. A shortage happens when many people want to buy. Marami yung gustong bumili, but there are not enough products. Kunti lang yung display, kunti lang yung supply. So there is shortage. Pag ganyan, ang scenario ng market natin, anong mangyayari sa presyo? Okay, there is, yeah, so this is an example. Buyers want to buy 200 cups of milk tea, 200 cups, but sellers only have 150 cups. Okay, so this puts upward pressure on prices because people are competing to buy the limited goods. Kunti lang yung supply, but the buyers want more. Okay, so over time, this helps bring the market back to equilibrium. Okay, so the reason here, there are more buyers than sellers, or the supply that they wanted to buy can offer at that price. Okay, so in short, to sum up with those discussion, when there is surplus, too much supply, tendencies are prices would go down. If there is shortage, too much demand, masyadong marami ang gustong bumili, tapos konti lang yung display or supply, prices would go up. So that is why we really wanted to have that market equilibrium, para yung presyo sana ng mga produkto na kinakailangan natin sa araw-araw is fair enough. Fair enough sa atin, buyers, at fair din sa side ng mga sellers. So that's what economics will really wanted to happen, no, that there is sana market equilibrium all the time, pero hindi natin maiiwasan maraming factors, right, especially sa mga supply, no, there are factors that is beyond our control. For example, may bagyo, di ba? Pag may bagyo, may mga typhoon, yung mga vegetables, masisira, yung mga crops masisira. So there is shortage, 'di ba? Shortage na. Kunti na lang yung mga vegetables na masusupply sa market. So tendencies are yung mga prices niyan mamahal yan. Magmamahal yan talaga. So that is there are things talaga that is beyond our control, but then it is very important that we know this concept, no, so we will understand ba what is happening in the market, bakit masyadong mahal pag kunti lang yung supply, 'di ba? So that's the idea of surplus and shortage. Okay, and market equilibrium wanted to have the economics, rather, no, the economy of every country wanted a market equilibrium to have stable and fair pricing. All right, so that would be all. Thank you so much for listening.